Although it's common for a dog to have a wet nose, a runny nose and laboured breathing spells trouble. AnimalWised explains the possible reasons why. Bronchitis or pneumonia. Lower tract pathologies such as bronchitis or pneumonia can cause mucus to form, but the secretions usually rise to the pharynx and are then swallowed. In this way, the secretions are not expelled through the respiratory tract, but are swallowed and pass into the digestive tract. In lower respiratory tract infections, it's common for animals to breathe with difficulty, but they don't usually present mucus in the nose. Infectious rhinitis. Depending on the pathogen, infectious rhinitis can be classified into 3 groups. The first is viral rhinitis caused by viruses such as canine distemper. In these cases, a fairly transparent nasal discharge usually occurs, accompanied by other symptoms such as conjunctivitis and ocular discharge. Discover more about canine distemper in the first info video we share above. The next kind is bacterial rhinitis, caused by bacteria such as Bordetella, Streptococcus or Staphylococcus. These bacteria tend to cause infection secondary to other processes such as viral infections, presence of foreign bodies, or oronasal fistulas. In these cases, it's common to find a white or yellow mucopurulent discharge. We can also see fungal rhinitis caused by fungi such as Aspergillus or Penicillium. They are usually very aggressive forms of rhinitis which cause destruction of the nasal mucosa and even affect bone. They usually produce a mucopurulent nasal discharge which can even be hemorrhagic and are accompanied by pain. Irritant rhinitis. The inhalation of dust, smoke, pollution or vapours generated by certain chemical products can cause irritation to the nasal mucosa of dogs. Consequently, the body responds by launching a series of defence mechanisms to try to eliminate the poison. These mechanisms include serous nasal discharge, which is transparent and fluid, as well as sneezing and retching. To prevent the appearance of this type of rhinitis, it's important to prevent dogs from being exposed to any irritating substances. We show how to avoid issues like rhinitis by protecting your dog from the cold in the next info video. Foreign bodies. The spikes of certain grasses are one of the main causes of foreign bodies entering the nasal passages, especially in the spring-summer seasons. Other objects in the environment, such as small sticks or stones, can also act as foreign bodies. The discharge begins as serous, but over time it begins to become bloody, mucoid and even purulent if complicated by a bacterial infection. Dental problems. Sometimes dental problems can move to the nasal cavity and cause runny nose in dogs. In dogs suffering from advanced periodontal disease, abscesses can form at the tooth's root and can trigger the appearance of an oronasal fistula. This creates a passage between the oral and nasal cavities. Through fistulas, the infection can be transmitted to the nasal cavity and cause rhinitis. Tumours. Another cause that can trigger the appearance of rhinitis in dogs are neoplasms, both benign and malignant. In addition to nasal discharge, they present respiratory distress and deformities of the nasal plane. With the passage of time, the clinical signs usually worsen, generating bloody discharge and increasingly marked respiratory distress. Treatment of these tumours requires surgical removal, which is generally combined with other therapies such as chemotherapy or radiation therapy. Allergies. Although rare, allergic rhinitis can occur. They are generally seasonal problems, their appearance associated with pollen or certain plant fibres, although dust mites or mould can also act as allergens. In these cases, there's usually a serous and fairly fluid nasal discharge, which is accompanied by other symptoms such as sneezing and coughing. As we've detailed here, the causes that can result in the appearance of mucus in dogs are varied. Whenever you detect the appearance of this clinical sign in your dog, it's best to go to your trusted veterinarian. If you want to learn more about diseases in dogs and veterinary advice, don't miss the playlist we share here. Let us know if you have experienced dealing with any of these problems by leaving a comment below, and we'll see you next time.